Whoa, there we go. That is not right. Up as far as I dare. Turn her over. Opening the taps. Whoa, whoa, there we go. Got it, got it, got it, got it. I made it. I made it, do it. Woohoo! Goodness knows if anybody's watching this and you've just been enjoined. This is Matt, age 12 1/4, making his wing flutter.
Howdy, I'm Matt, and just a few seconds ago you saw some footage of a very excited Matt, really impressed and proud of himself that he'd made the Sidewinder, Durafly Sidewinder wing flutter, or it's not flutter, it is seriously concerning oscillation to the wing itself. Now, the thing is that excitement of me being able to make the wing do, which I'd seen on another YouTube channel, and I'll put a link to Jeff's video in the top right hand corner of the video for you now, and you'll see it in slow motion. And I landed and carried on recording and had a bit of a chat. However, I sat there and I had a sip, I was drunk some of my coffee, and the realization came to me of the seriousness of this. So you will notice a very different tone in my voice for this video, because I do feel that the Sidewinder wing specifically, made by Durafly, sold by Hobby King, is not fit for purpose, and it is of an unsatisfactory quality. Okay, now you'll notice that I am choosing my words there very, very specifically, and because I do feel that I have a duty to you to call to Hobby King and Durafly to recall the model. And why am I doing this? Okay, and again, this is Matt with this. I'm not mucking around. This is me very much with my serious hat on here. Okay, the model looks great. It flies great as well. Many of you seen the other videos which I've made on this wing in a straight line. It's great and everything. Now you can chuck it around trees. It's 100 miles an hour plus. There's some very good attributes to this. However, that's not in question here. What is in here question is the footage which you've been and seen, and it's not just an isolated case. This isn't just myself. This is other modelers who have been received exactly the same model with the same setups or very similar setups. They've not changed ESCs. It's a plug and play model. You buy the kit out of a box, you put your receiver in, FPV gear, and off you go. Okay, that's the premise, and this is why I'm saying not fit for purpose and of unsatisfactory quality, because it is a plug and play kit. You get the motor, you get the ESC, you get the wing. The build is very minimal. There is literally nothing you can screw up with this, okay? It's not like a balsa kit which you have to put every single part together. There is a distinct difference to the Sidewinder plug and play kit because of the components provided compared to a parts-based model. Now, with that in mind, as you've seen, the whole center section of the airframe oscillates. Now, let's think about this, and again, we need to put our serious caps on here and think about this realistically, is that what is happening is the whole airframe is going up and down. That means that every single component of this model is at the extremes and beyond its extremities, because the servos will not be meant to do that. That is flexing the glue in the servos, the little gears in there, all the electrical components in there, let alone the control rods, the push rods, the other pieces of this model. You think about the motor, the connectors, the windings, the ESC, you think about your FPV gear, you think about all those individual connectors sat on top of your receiver, in a model which is going banging up and down. Okay, yeah, all models get a knot from time to time. Let's be fair here. You chuck them in a car, you might land them a bit rough. Okay, but an airframe which is doing that on you, and this is my point, or a point which I would like to make to you. This is very, very easy to replicate in the right circumstances, and those circumstances. And before we get to those, I need to just make for 100% clarity. in the box with the Durafly Sidewinder was a 5.5 by 5.5 prop. I, hands up, knowingly put that on the model and flew it anyway, even though it says on the product page you should use a 50-45 propeller. Okay, I want you to make that one point absolutely clear to you. But to be honest, that doesn't really make a bit of difference, because to replicate this, as you will see in a video clip in just a moment, is that all you've got to do is just take her up high, bank her over, and give her full knacker, which is, it doesn't matter even if I had a 3-inch propeller on the back of it. A big enough dive, you are going to break that speed envelope for this model and cause this model to vibrate up and down. And that is the realization. That's the realization which I had for you as well. Not only myself, because I'm flying this model going around and it's going like a Flappy Bird in the sky, is that this is of a very serious nature. A model which does that is not right. Okay, it should not be doing that. And as such, you are putting yourself, let alone myself, and anybody who is flying around with you at the time, in serious danger, because a model, if one thing was to break in this model at those kind of speeds, and we're not talking like, well, smash a model in around in the trees kind of speed, and oh, damn, I've hit a branch, I'll go and get it now. That isn't the kind of normal jokey stuff which we do. This is fucking serious. And I'm being as blatantly honest with you as I can. I do not want to fly this model ever again, because you cannot, and I do not, and I think anybody with a grain of common sense would not want a model which is very easily capable of doing that kind of oscillation around them, because if one component fails, that's game over. A model doing 100 miles an hour, which it says it does 100 miles out of the box, that's what it's designed to do. We're not talking a slow wing, this isn't taking a bonsai and sticking a stupid great big motor on the back and then smashing it around the sky. This is a model which is designed to do 100 miles an hour plus, and it is fatally flawed. So I call upon you to, number one, share this video with any friends, colleagues and flying buddies who have got the Sidewinder and are looking to get the Sidewinder. I also want to make a point here, is that this is not a poke at Hobby King in a bad way. Okay, what has happened is that this model's gone out, it's gone into the general circulation, and numerous pilots now have found this issue with it. And the other thing to remember is that the airframe itself, and Alex made this point in the previous video, thumbs up to Alex, is that the airframe is at its strongest point when it's brand new. Now that this one is being repetitively gone through, every time it gets flown, it's going to get weaker and weaker. So, as I was saying, if you've got a Sidewinder, if you know somebody who's looking to get one, please do share this video with them, because I'm known for mucking around. Okay, you know my attitude towards flying, which is as long as nobody gets hurt, it's fine. Okay, this is not. This is something else. This is serious shit. It's not safe. It's not fit for purpose. It's downright dangerous. I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna call upon Hobby King to do the right thing here. I just don't think this model should be in its current form. Should be purchasable by anybody else. You make your own decision. I'm not personally prepared to have this model for number one to be in control of it as a pilot, either as FPV or line of sight, nor am I happy to be on a flight line where this model is. And now you know how much foam I've been through in the past 15 months or more. I've flown an awful lot of models. I've had an awful lot of smashes. I've had a lot of laughs. We've had a lot of laughs, and never once have I told you never, ever, ever buy a model. And however, this is that instance for there. And like I'm saying, this isn't a poke at Hobby King. This isn't me going, you're whatever. There's always going to be haters which hate. Okay, that's just the reality. And again, to be honest, if Hobby King didn't have people like that, then I'd be seriously concerned. because it's just a part of success, you know. But on a serious point, is that they can now do the right thing. Is that us as a community are raising this to Durafly and Hobby King as the retailer of the product to say that it is not fit for purpose and it is of not a satisfactory quality. Because remember, look at the remit, look to see what it says on the website. 100 miles an hour plus, came with the parts, no options available on the propeller, and it's so easy to repeat.
Howdy, I'm just here editing this episode for you, and I've literally just noticed that on the Hobby King site, as you can see on my screen right now, the Sidewinder, so that's the public link, that's the item which I built myself off Hobby King, is currently showing a 404. Now, I sincerely hope that's because of the email which I shot across to Ian at Hobby King. And also one of the videos is being able to reach him or one of the team over there. But do note, you can still buy the takeoff pack for 102 plus those bits, and the Sidewinder is available as a kit. Now, let's be fair here. Kit, fair enough. If you put the parts in the kit of your own choosing and then fly it stupidly fast, now knowing what you know, which is that the airframe as is issues, that's your prerogative, okay? But I just felt it was really important for me to come in here and stick thumbs up and say, at the time of recording, which is at 2013, on the 3rd of the 5th, 2018, which is later on in the evening from the day which this is being recorded on, is the Sidewinder is showing 404 on the Hobby King website. I don't know any more of anything about this. I've not received any messages back, and nobody's posted anything else to the contrary in the Facebook group. It could just be a fluke, or it could be a sign that they are taking positive action. So if that is the case, well done Hobby King, pat on the back for this, and I can't wait to hear from you guys about this. Anyway, let's get back to the video and the point which I was making, which was a very, very serious point.
I feel guilty. I genuinely feel bad because I've shown you this model flying really well, which it does. If you keep it outside of that envelope, it flies fine, but it is repeatable. I'm not the only person to do this, and I was very jealous of Jeff 7 Demo 7, which I put the video up earlier, of doing this, and there was a bit of a jokey bit in a video in the RC Coffee chat a couple of days ago, but this is serious stuff. You shouldn't have a model which is designed to fly fast with such a flaw to make me put my hand up and red flag this, this is dangerous, gents. This isn't Matt mucking around, so I can't say any more. I think I've covered everything which you need to know. What can I say? Over to you, Durafly. Over to you, Hobby King. I won't fly it again. There you go. You've never heard me say that about a model before. And I like my foam, I liked the wing, but it's just too dangerous. From myself, Matt, as always, cheerios.